BMRForm.com and BMROdds.com. What is going on, boys? What is going on? Welcome back to episode number 74 of The Lobby. As always, each and every week, the man who looks like he just rolled out of bed, Mr. Samson George. What's
That's
up,
your
Sammy?
same introduction every single week. You know, I mean, you got to come up with something more creative. We've been talking about it for 74 episodes. You got to step up your game, Bobby.
Let's talk about that shirt. Pan down to that shirt a little bit.
It's Tiger Woods mugshot.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's a classic one.
Yeah.
I wore it on the golf course once. I did bring a polo just in case they had a strict, dress apparel, but I was good. But it's a crowd pleaser. It's a fun one.
It's a creative shirt. I don't think I ever seen that before.
I'm always trying to mix up a t-shirt game. You know, it's fun. It's a personality type of thing. So, you know, we're in the t-shirt time. We're almost in the flannel time of the year, but it's a hot one today in upstate. I know Donnie was mentioning it's hot in Philly. Watching the U.S. Open, it's hot on court, but it's supposed to cool down into the mid-70s. I love it in the 60s, 70s. It's the perfect time of the year.
Yes,
it's football time.
Exactly right, that it is. And me personally, Sam, I always like seeing the different sweaters you come out with during Christmas.
Oh, yeah, we're a few months away from that time of the year. We're not in the snow duty time. We're not in the Christmas sweater time, but that time is slowly approaching.
But it's like Sam. It's coming quick. On to Mr. Donnie Rightside. What's up, Donnie?
What's up, guys? Yeah, we're ready. I mean, week 1 this week is going to be absolutely fantastic in college football. Week 1 in the NFL is on deck. We're truly at the precipice of greatness here, and we can't wait.
That we cannot. And since you brought it up, Donnie, let's dive right into you. Let's talk some baseball this afternoon. What do you got for us?
Yeah, watching the Phillies right now with Taijuan Walker getting roasted here. Had a chance for a sweep of the Astros, but Rob Thompson just gave that away and said, Taijuan, go out there, have some fun, get lit up again, which he currently is doing. So the Phillies probably going to drop a game. But I do like 2 spots tonight. The Atlanta Braves and the Minnesota Twins. You saw some runs come across the board last night in an exciting game that went to extra innings. I'm thinking the opposite today. Over the past 60 days, David Festus got some really good xFIP numbers and maybe the best overall pitcher in the National League on the mound tonight in Chris Sale. That game's listed at 7.5 across the board. I'll take the under there. Next game we'll talk about out on the West Coast, Baltimore and Los Angeles. Close 3-2 game last night, which saw Baltimore sneak away with the victory. I think today the Dodgers pay back the Baltimore Orioles. That line is minus 110 across the board, both sides, so it is a pick 'em. Corbin Burns is the ace on the mound for the Orioles, but he hasn't been an ace as of late. The last 2 months, his ERA is above 5. Can't happen here. The Dodgers are too strong a team, and I expect the Dodgers to win tonight here in a nice one at a minus 110 price.
All righty, Donnie. Good luck with those. Sammy, what do you got for us?
It's funny Donnie mentioned Corbin Burns in Baltimore because he's my leading ace on my fantasy baseball team that has not been doing well the last couple of months. Luckily, my team is still good, though, in fantasy baseball. I'm sitting in second place with 2 weeks to go in the regular season. But in the baseball tonight, I'm looking at the Yankees to bounce back against the Nationals. They are a big price there. Minus 190, minus 200. But we got contest. That's the theme over here at BMR. The JDS contest is hot right now. Top 3, you got Sunshine at plus 18.1 units, although she did lose today. Loser of 5 of 8. So she was at plus 21 units, down to around 17 units. Keeping it open for second place, Martin Hopp at plus 16.6. And then you got WW Yermeyer at plus 13 units. That's the top 3 right now. You also got Cover the League contest. Pick every team to win. It's a battle. You got 3 tied at 26, 1 tied at 25, 2 tied at 24, myself included. I had a heartbreak loss last night. I had the Rockies. They're up by 4 runs in the top of the 9th. They gave 5 in the top of the 9th, so that was brutal. I got the Brewers tonight for the Cover the League, but there's a battle going on, and that's the theme. We're going to go into football season, contest. If you're not in it, what are you doing? Get off your butt, make some picks, and win some free money here.
100%. And speaking of free money, guys, would you like a chance to get $20 for each person you refer to those said contests? It's pretty simple. You just apply for the referral bonus. So it's pretty simple, guys. They must create a new valid sportsbook account using one of our sponsored links. Your referral must participate for at least 4 weeks of one of the said contests. And the bonus is not eligible if your referred friend has already been a member of BMR Forum as of August 19th. But a great way to get your hands on $20, guys. for the two contests, Sammy, one of my favorites is this pick'em contest. Really simple. You just pick a winner. It can't be any easier than that. And you have the prizes for each the segment prizes, then you have the week season long prizes. So it's always a lot of fun here at BMR. Sammy, let's talk a little bit about that $10,000 pick'em pool.
Yeah, it's not just about picking a winner. You got to pick the spread. It's top 7. It's confidence level. So you got to go 1 through 7. So it's not about just picking winners. It's about picking confidence as well. So it's a game within a game. You could go 3 and 4, but still pick up a higher win total than someone at 5 and 2.
Based on your confidence.
As long as you're winning your 7, 6, 5. So it's a game within a game, which is the best part about gambling. It's the best part about reality TV shows. It's a strategy game. It's a mental game as well as you got to be good at it. You got to pick winners.
Exactly. Speaking of reality shows and Big Brother, Sam, how's that coming along?
It's funny that you mentioned that, because I swear to God, yesterday I got a text from the producer at Squid Game. I had a phone interview this afternoon.
Wow.
It was a 15-minute phone interview for the Squid Game season 2 on Netflix. It's based in the UK in January of 2025. So the fact that I got a call today, the show's only 3 months away. So I'm going to learn probably within the next week if I'm to the next level or if I didn't make it to the next level. But it's my first time ever getting a phone interview. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Yeah. Awesome.
The
Sam.
top prize is $4.5 million.
What would you do with $4.5 million, Sam?
It's funny. That was one of the questions that they asked me. Yeah. So the obvious answer is, of course, just live debt free, pay off the house, pay off the cars. I'm not going to live above my means. $4.5 million isn't enough to retire. I'm still going to sell cars. No. I love what I do. I love the atmosphere. Maybe not work as hard, maybe take more vacations, but I'm definitely going to live debt free and continue to work.
Right, exactly. And Donnie, same question to you. You win that $4.5 million. What are you doing with it?
Yeah, parlay, double down, $4.5 million, turn it into 9 overnight, man. Live on the edge at that point. No, but Sammy's right at that point. That $4.5 million would be that cushion just to make sure you live your life appropriately, relaxing a little bit more. But also, I've always find it funny, unless you're winning, like, let's just say $50 million, where you're on vacation all the time, boats, cars, like, you still have to have some protocol in your life, which means, like, you know what? Wake up in the morning, go to work, enjoy the weekends even more. It's kind of wild, because has anybody ever had time off from work or got fired from a job? It's like, hey, this is awesome. And 2 days into it, you're like, damn, this is boring. Like, I wish I had a purpose here. And everybody's waiting for Saturday and Sunday, saying every day for me is Saturday and Sunday. So it's quite boring at that point. But that 4.5 would be a lot of fun to spend. And yes, it would make your life a lot easier. No mortgage payment, no car payment, no credit card payment. Yeah, that'd be pretty fun.
It would definitely make life
Bobby,
a lot easier.
What are you doing with $4.5 million?
I was just going to bring it up. Funny you said that. No, actually, I'd pay off the debt, pay off the car, pay off the house. But then I'm going to do something. I'm going to invest a big chunk of that. I'm going to invest. And, if you invest properly, hopefully I could survive just based off of the interest on those investments.
Now, here's the ultimate question.
Properly.
$4.5 million. So, okay, we're living debt free, but we're still working on the side. Are we gambling, or have we won because we already hit the jackpot?
Ooh, it's a good question. I'm not gonna get crazy. I'll still gamble, but I'm not gonna be blowing the $4.5 million gambling. I'll take maybe 500,000 of that money and go have some fun. But
so what's your unit size? You're betting what, 50 grand a game now, or what?
50 grand a spin.
No. Bet it all on red, baby. Bet it all on black.
No, the unit size
advantage slots.
500,000. The unit size would probably be 1,000 a game.
Nice.
That would give me roughly 500. Right? Yep, exactly. It would give me roughly about 500 picks there. And like I said, I wouldn't go crazy. I would be smart enough where I'm investing a big portion of that money.
Yeah. As we're all broke, we can easily dream about having it, but once we have it, who knows what's going to happen? Yeah. All hell breaks loose.
Yep. Exactly.
Cocaine and hookers.
Exactly. But Sammy, let's talk of some winning ways. Let's jump into your tennis thread. How's that looking? What do you got today? How's the record? Are we getting to that $4.5 million one of those days?
Yeah, I mean, we're slowly getting there. We're plus 59 units on the year, 648 and 524. Yeah, record. We're in the heart of day 3 at the U.S. Open. I got a game on right or a match on right now. I've had a very profitable last couple weeks, so it's been very good personally. So tonight you got defending champion Coco Gauff starting the night session. I like her under 17 and a half games. And then following that match, you got Taylor Fritz versus Matteo Berrettini. Heavy serve battle. I expect it to be a at least 4-set, maybe even a 5-set match. I'm taking the over 40 and a half games, but the daily thread is doing great. We're winning a ton of money. The live action as well. I've been doing good the last few weeks. So riding that momentum, loving life.
Awesome. Well, good luck with those, Sammy. Donnie, let's jump into some week 1 college football. I'll admit, for me personally, looking at a college football card, it is overwhelming because you have, on any given Saturday, maybe not so much this first week, but on any given Saturday, you have a plethora of games to choose from. So let's just take week 1, for example, here. Where are you looking, and how do you even begin to break down, all of these games that are on a card?
It's very hard in college football because the one thing we do know about the NFL, you're following all along in training camp. You're getting all of the updates. Heck, you can even watch 3 preseason games if you want to do a little self-scouting. Now, granted, they're not really game planning for those games, and a lot of starters sit out, but at least you can get a vibe for what that team is going for. That's completely different in college football, where you don't even know the official depth chart 9 out of 10 times for these teams coming into the season. And also, a lot of the times in week 1, you're getting those layup games where the spreads are 28.5, 38.5, 42.5 points, where you say, yeah, that team is going to run away, but are they going to be up 40 points at the half, take their foot off the gas, let up a late touchdown? Those are the tough times. So it's almost taking a look at the early season in college football and taking your notes. Does everybody want to handicap and gamble? Of course we do. Can you win some money in the early parts of September? Absolutely you can. But I always say this. First 2 games, play lightly here. After game number 2, you'll know a lot more about that said football team than you did before the season started. But if we're looking at games like this weekend, Colorado opening up. And also keep in mind, college football is great week 1, guys. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. You got games across the board this holiday weekend. Starts off tomorrow night, Colorado and North Dakota State. FCS team coming in to take on Colorado. Almost a referendum game on Coach Prime out for the Buffaloes. That's a 9.5-point spread. But again, you're expecting Colorado to be better this year. But what does better mean? They only won 4 games last year. Does that mean 5 games or 6 games? And North Dakota State, one of the better FCS teams in the country, that could give them a shock. You take a look at Friday night. Temple, close to me here in Philadelphia, getting 42.5 points. But this seems like it has like 35-0 in the second quarter written all over it. But you do have some good games on Saturday, and these are the ones we're looking forward to. Clemson, Georgia, Miami versus Florida, Notre Dame versus Texas A&M. Those are the ones that you can actually sink your teeth into and say, okay, I know the depth charts of those teams. I understand how they finished the season last year and try to make some bets. If it was me, I think Georgia in the SEC, much better than the ACC, has a chance to roll Clemson. Miami, finally, Mario Cristobal might have a team that's worth actually paying attention to and can make a college football playoff. They're going on the road as favorites against Florida. I think that's a pretty good big deal. And Notre Dame and Texas A&M. Notre Dame breaking in a new quarterback here they got last year from Duke in a transfer, taking on A&M at home. That's a slight favorite. So again, caution to the wind here, looking at the better teams, Georgia, Miami, and possibly Texas A&M there. But tread lightly weeks 1 and 2. Weeks 3 on, you're going to be able to make some good money because you'll know about statistics and about the depth charts about these football teams, guys.
Awesome. Thank you, Donnie, and best of luck with your action this weekend there, buddy. Sammy, college football week 1. Where are we leaning?
Yeah, Donnie pretty much hit the nail right on the head there. You can't predict the 30, 40, 50-point spreads. You just kind of watch the box score, see who's performing, and then move on that game. But I have Georgia written down over Clemson. Obviously, we got to root for Jerky over there. He's got a $15,000 bet on Miami over Florida. So we're going to ride and take Miami. Follow that spread, or follow his thread as well. Professional gambler, loves the football time of the season, and he's going to be putting a lot of big bets in this season. So definitely a thread to follow. And then the other pick I do like on Sunday night is going to be USC plus 4.5 home to LSU in a tight battle there.
Yes, and good luck with that, and good luck to Jerky. I think myself and the rest of the forum is definitely rooting him on with that big action. So good luck. Shout out to JD. And Donnie, let's start with the AFC, NFC North. Let's get your take on this. Who do you think's coming out of that division on top?
We're doing the AFC North at this point. So
Yep.
Ravens, Bengals, Browns, and Steelers. To me, I do think overall the best team, I should say, in the division is the Baltimore Ravens. Lamar Jackson is sensational quarterback, chance to win the MVP, always wonderful in the regular season. Then you get to the playoffs, it's a different story, but that's not the question being asked at this point. Who's the best team in that division? I do think it's the Ravens. Here's the interesting part that's going to come up to me. The Cincinnati Bengals. Joe Burrow got paid a lot of money, injured last year, coming back this year, looks like he's healthy. Love T. Higgins. They didn't want to pay him. He's only on the franchise tag now, won't be a part of that team after the season up. Jamar Chase sat out, or should I say, had a sit-in for the Cincinnati Bengals this offseason, hasn't practiced much, said it looks like he's going to play week 1. Now they're backtracking. They're unsure if he's going to play week 1 or even show up to practice. That's too many question marks for me. If you would have told me, guys, before the season started, which is, again, in about a week and a half, that T. Higgins was having a long-term contract along with Jamar Chase, I'd have much better vibes about the Bengals. You take a look at the Browns. Nick Chubb, all-world running back, getting up there in age, devastating knee injury last year. He's actually going to be on the PUP list and out the first 4 games. And Deshaun Watson, their starting quarterback, you're hoping for a big season. A lot of shoulder and arm fatigue during training camp, which is never a good sign. And good luck with the Steelers, who just told you today that Russell Wilson is starting. They're like a plus 750, plus 800 just to win that division. I think they'll hover around 500. But for me, it's the Baltimore Ravens, guys, in that division, I think are the cream of the crop.
All right, Donnie, thank you. Sammy, AFC North, what do you like here?
Yeah, first off, fuck Deshaun Watson and all that guy. I said it all of last year. I love the fact that he got injured. I love the fact that he's still injured. Fuck that guy. I wish nothing but the worst for him. And Cleveland Browns. They're going to start off week 1. They're favored over the Dallas Cowboys. Probably, square pick of the week is going to be the Dallas Cowboys.
The Cowboys, yeah.
Square pick of the week number 2 is going to be the Houston Texans on the road against the Indianapolis Colts. But we'll go into that next week. But yeah, fuck Cleveland. In reference to Pittsburgh, they really don't have an identity right now. Russell Wilson, Justin Fields, they don't have great receivers. They're definitely a team that I like to go under on their team total at 8.5. I like Cleveland as well to go under 8.5, and that's at plus money. The Ravens also added Derrick Henry, which means their goal line is going to be really scary when you got the triple pass option, with Lamar, with Derrick Henry, so they're going to have so many weapons down there. But they have the Dak Prescott of quarterbacks in the AFC with Lamar Jackson as far as can't win in the playoffs, just like Dak in the NFC. And yeah, with the Bengals, it's a lot of injuries and a lot of question marks. So the Ravens are likely the best team in that division, but the Bengals are definitely a close second. And if they can get healthy, they could definitely compete with Baltimore.
Yeah.
All righty, Sammy. Good luck. Thank you. Donnie, let's jump over to the NFC North. What do you like there?
So we'll go NFC North, Lions, Packers, Bears, and Vikings. Love this conference. Love the action we're going to see this year. And I expect a lot of high-scoring games. You start with the Detroit Lions as the favorite to win that division, and probably rightfully so. Ben Johnson coming back, thought he was going to be probably a head coach moving forward to the Washington Commanders, but backed out and goes back to Detroit. That's a big win. Jared Goff was sensational under his tutelage. You have capable running backs in the backfield, wonderful wide receiving core, great tight end, and an unbelievably good offensive line. The question marks that always pop up, guys, on the Lions is what? Can they play defense? But I'm a betting guy that likes overs, likes touchdown props to the over, rushing props to the over. This team will go back and forth. Their defense being not so good and the offense being great and playing in a dome. That's a recipe for success here for points and betting. You take a look at the Green Bay Packers. Jordan Love ascending, had a great finish to the season last year for the Packers. I'm expecting big things out of them this year. The Bears at a plus 340, plus 350 price. I think they're a year or two away, but they will be ultra exciting on offense. Solid offensive line, tight end, wide receiving core, one of the best in the NFL. Young quarterback in Caleb Williams, we're expecting big things from, and they get a solid ground game behind them. The Minnesota Vikings, Sam Darnold, I'm not all that down on that team. I just don't think they're as talented as the top 3 teams. But if you're asking me right now who's going to win that division, I'm probably still going to ride with Campbell and the Lions at around that plus 140, plus 150 price to take down the division. I do think they're the best team there, but my goodness, betting the overs in that division, going to be a lot of fun. Those offenses should be able to move the football.
Tammy, same question to you. AFC North, what do you like here?
Yeah, you got a ton of good wide receivers in that conference, which is a wide receiver league, like Donnie said, which produces a lot of points. Sam Darnold at least has experience. It's tough for Minnesota. They were hoping to go JJ to JJ all year with JJ McCarthy going down on injury, which is pretty upsetting for any rookie to go down, you know, especially with such high prospect and expectations. But Justin Jefferson is clear top 3, top 5 wide receiver in the league. He's going to get his targets and he's going to get his receptions. But overall, they're not just a great team that's going to compete with the rest of the division. The Bears, I think, have good value to take the under on their prop at 8.5 at plus money. Just like Donnie said, they're almost there. You know, Caleb Williams and that rookie, the biggest gamble, getting rid of Justin Fields. Is he going to be enough to move them 5 wins from last year? You know, they do have DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, who's going to get he's a ball hawk. I mean, he just gets receptions and receptions. Yeah. At least he did in LA. Let's see what happens over here with Chicago, who doesn't have as, you know, potentially as good as the quarterback throwing him the ball. We'll see what happens. But at least with Caleb Williams and being a rookie, they have a sure receiver target that's not going to drop the ball with DJ Moore and Keenan Allen. The Lions, they pretty much know what their offense is with Jared Goff, Amon-Ra St. Brown, another top 5 receiver in the league, and offensive weapons. And then in reference to Green Bay, I just think there are a bunch of above average guys, but don't have a bunch of superstars. You know, Jordan Love above average, but not really a Pro Bowler. You know, Josh Jacobs above average, Christian Watson, Romeo Doubs, a bunch of above average guys, but not enough, you know, Pro Bowl caliber weapons to win that division or get to that next level. So I still think the class and the favorite is on the Lions, but that's just following the favorites, I guess.
Yeah.
All righty. Thank you, Sammy. And guys, before we jump into the AFC and NFC South, quick shout out from Jeannie over to DJ Jeffries. You know, I know he's going through some health issues, just went into surgery yesterday. So we're all thinking about you on the forum, DJ, and, you know, hopefully everything, you know, gets better for you there, buddy.
Absolutely.
But Sammy, let's jump into the AFC South. Sam, what do you got? What do you like out of this one?
Yeah, super competitive division in reference to Houston and the Colts. I think the Titans, you know, they got the rookie Will Levis there. They got Tony Pollard, who really we showed last year can't be a number 1 in Dallas. He needs that 1-2 punch and he needs that help. Calvin Ridley, DeAndre Hopkins. It's really just relying on Will Levis's ability. I just don't think they have enough there yet. Will Levis definitely needs to develop a little bit. The Colts are exciting with Anthony Richardson coming back in his second year. He was out after like a month with multiple concussions, but we'll see what happens with there. You know, you got I can't think. Jonathan Taylor, who's strong number 1. Michael Pittman coming back. So their offense has
a lot of weapons. They got a lot of weapons coming back.
If Anthony Richards can stay healthy, I think the Jaguars, their time to shine was the last 3 years, and they never got to that next level. And now the other teams in that division have matched their offense and defense ability. And I think the Jags are probably the 3rd best team in that division, even though you got Trevor Lawrence sitting there. It just, he never got to that next level where he was the best team in that division. And now Houston, who I think CJ Stroud is an MVP. I think he's going to be a top 3 candidate to win MVP this year. I think Houston is definitely going to win that division. I love their over 9.5 wins. You know, their 3 wide receiver combo with Stephon Diggs, Nico Collins, and Tank Bell. It's scary. You also got Robert Woods there and Dalton Schultz, the former Cowboy at tight end. So that offense is definitely one to fear in the AFC South. And I definitely think that they're going to win that division.
All righty, Donnie, AFC South. What do you like coming out of this division?
Yeah, I'm with Sammy on that. I can't get enough of CJ Stroud. Even seeing him in the preseason, he just looks like he's ready to be shot out of a cannon in week number 1. They improved their roster from last year, an exciting finish to the season, which led them to the crown in the South and also winning a playoff game. That is phenomenal for a rookie quarterback, and I expect even bigger things here. And I think Sammy also was right on the Jacksonville Jaguars. It feels sort of a little bit like if you use another AFC team like the Buffalo Bills, it almost feels like they had their time and didn't sort of, get into that groove. And I understand this team is still young. Don't get me wrong. But last year was the year they were supposed to seize that division and take control. And down the stretch, they really didn't perform all that well. Trevor Lawrence is a good quarterback. He'll be fine this year, but I just don't think they're as good as the Houston Texans. Now, we do differ a little bit on the Indianapolis Colts. The one thing I wish you saw last year was Anthony Richardson play a full 17 games to understand that, look, here's the looks that you're going to get in the NFL. I'm going to go against different defenses. I'm going to make my mistakes, but I'm I'm going to get a full year of playing and then enter a full all season to get ready for my year number 2. Still feels like we're in year number 1 for Anthony Richardson. Now, he looks the part. 6'5", 250 pounds, can absolutely fly, and he's going to be a fun bet, particularly with the ground game here. I'm just worried about what we see on a day-to-day basis, even the joint practices that the Colts had with the Cincinnati Bengals guys. The Bengals defense was taunting them, basically saying, you can't throw the football, you can't complete passes, and I'm worried a little bit about that. But Shane Steichen is a really good offensive-minded head coach that should be able to get that offense in check. I just feel that the Colts might be the 3rd team in that division. And then the Tennessee Titans. Even though they're last, and I don't think they win this division and or make the playoffs, they spent a lot of money and made a lot of shrewd moves to bring in solid talent for Will Levis to sort of gauge if he can be a franchise quarterback. I don't know if that means they're going to win 9 games here, but their team total is around that 5.5, 6 range. I do think they can get over that number. They spent money well. Do I think it's going to equate to a championship, at least a division championship? No, I don't. But I do think they can be competitive this year. So look out for that team total.
All right, Sammy, let's jump over across the way over to the NFC South. What do you like there?
Might be the worst division in football. Might be a team that leads that division at 8 and 9. I'm actually going to a game. I'm going down to Carolina and New Orleans week 9. I'm going down to Charlotte, Carolina. It was so bad that I struggled to find a jersey to buy. I ended up going with Javion Clowney, but I didn't want to go with Bryce Young. They got Chuba Hubbard, Adam Thielen. Right. But I am going down there. The good part about Carolina being the worst team in football is that the ticket prices were pretty good. I got row 1 of the 45-yard line, and it was like $650. So I definitely spent a little more than I wanted. But
you're getting great views.
I'm going to a game because the team stinks. Just to compare it, Jets tickets at around the same price were like $1,500. So, just based off that team being bad. So I'm going down there. But in reference to this division, I do like Tampa Bay over 7.5 wins. That Baker coming back with the Evans-Godwin combo, which is one of the best wide receiver combo in the league. Again, there's a ton of good 1-2 combinations in the league, but Mike Evans, Chris Godwin are definitely up there in that conversation, and Baker Mayfield coming back. So no reason to think that Tampa Bay can't get that 8-9 win and maybe sneak that division.
All righty, Donnie, NFC South. Let's talk about it. What do you like?
I like the Atlanta Falcons. I think Kirk Cousins could have a pretty good season with that offensive set. He's got quality running backs. Bijan Robinson, I think, is going to explode this year. Drake London, a quality wide receiver that can grow into his own. And we saw a good young wide receiver in Justin Jefferson with Kirk Cousins absolutely cook. Maybe you can get a little bit of lightning in the bottle with him. If we're looking at Tampa Bay, I don't know what to expect from them this year. I do know they're going to be around the 500 range. They're going to challenge for the division championship. I didn't like them all that much last year. And the key component is we talk about the Texans while we're excited. They kept their offensive coordinator, Bobby Slowick. Same thing with the Detroit Lions. Why do you like them so much? Ben Johnson didn't leave and is still their coach. Dave Canales, who resurrected the career of Baker Mayfield, he's now on the move to a division rival with the Carolina Panthers to help out Bryce Young. So I'm a little bit more down on the Buccaneers. I'll go with the Falcons. Saints, they're just a vanilla team right now. They're going to be around 500. I don't think they win that division. And all you're looking for from the Carolina Panthers this year is what? Bryce Young, your quarterback, actually looking the part, and I think Dave Canales can help him out. But for me, it's going to be the Atlanta Falcons. I'll ride out the favorite at the minus 140 or so price. I think they're the best team in that division, and they win it.
All righty. Thank you, Donnie. Sammy, let's jump out west. Let's start with the NFC West. What do you like in that division? Who do you like coming out on top?
Yeah, in reference to the NFC and AFC West, the AFC West is kind of easy. It's Kansas City. They're in the middle of their dynasty. It's still their division to win. Other teams might be slowly improving, but right now it's still Kansas City. They lost Tyreek, and they're still winning Super Bowls, so easy to ride them there. On the NFC West, it's kind of interesting. People are high on Arizona this year, and I'm not really fully sure why. Everyone loves Kyler Murray. I get that Marvin Harrison Jr. is there, and I love his pedigree, and I think that he's going to be an awesome wide receiver. But you still have Kyler Murray throwing in the ball, who's an undersized quarterback. And outside of Marvin Harrison, they don't really have other big names. So, I like their season total under 6.5 wins, which again is at plus money, which again, for me is kind of surprising. I don't see Arizona as a 7-win team. That division is pretty strong. So they're going to have to find 3 wins within that division. San Fran is still the class over there with, again, another solid 1-2 wide receiver combo with Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, the top running back in the league with Christian McCaffrey. You got Brock Purdy there. So no reason to think that their offense is slowing down. George Kittle in there. So their offense is going to put up points. Their defense is great. The Rams, they got a good offense with Stafford. Again, another solid 1-2 combination. And I keep saying that. Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua, who is going to be a solid, tough two guys to guard if they're going to remain healthy. And you got Kyron Williams, who had a solid rookie year, second year last year, who's in on his third year. Seattle is just, they got good weapons, but it's just like they don't have enough to compete against these other offenses with LA Rams and San Fran. Geno Smith, Kenneth Walker, DK Metcalf, all good players. DK could have another Pro Bowl caliber season, but just not enough to get the Rams and San Fran. If you want to take a shot, the Rams are plus 300 to take that division over San Fran, but definitely love Arizona under 6.5 wins. I just don't get the hype behind Arizona. They're still a bad team to me.
All right, Donnie, let's close it out with you. AFC, NFC West.
Yeah, AFC West, it starts and finishes with the Kansas City Chiefs. I think you get a decent season out of the Chargers with Harbaugh, but yeah, there's no arguments out there. Vegas Raiders, Denver Broncos, not going to compete at that point with them. But it is going to be quite interesting to watch this NFC West. You're really penciling in the 49ers at roughly a 2-1 price or so to win that division. But they got a lot of question marks here. Their running back room is really banged up. You got a couple guys behind Christian McCaffrey that aren't going to make it to the starting gate. And Christian McCaffrey, keep in mind, guys, already has a calf injury in the preseason. They're hoping he's healthy by game number 1. Also, you have to worry about that. We got to the Super Bowl last year and we lost. You might start out in a little bit of a malaise this year trying to get back there. Do we understand that they're the most talented team in this division? Yes, they are. That's why they're the favorites. But don't sleep on the Los Angeles Rams. Puka Nacua last year was absolutely sensational. Now you're hoping Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua are healthy throughout the season. That's a formidable 1-2 punch with Matthew Stafford, the veteran gunslinger. And as Sammy pointed out, Kyron Williams, a very capable running back. The Seattle Seahawks changed coaches here. I think that was for the better, and I expect a decent performance. But let's go ahead. Look, the Rams are about a $330, $350 price, depending on where you're shopping at. Let's go ahead and say the 49ers can't get back to the Super Bowl and or win this division. I'll take a little flyer in the Rams there to be competitive this year and a chance to knock off the 49ers at a decent price.
All righty. Thank you, Donnie. And guys, best of luck on all your action this coming week on the forum. We'll be back this time next week, and we'll be a day away from the start of the NFL season. A great time to be had. You guys have a great weekend. We'll see you on the forum.
See ya.
See ya.